everybody, my name is Deborah Keppel and welcome to Cabana Talk with Abfabwomen. As you can see, we are not in a cabana. We are going to be talking to James Malinchak, and we are at his beautiful home here in Las Vegas. James is coined as the big money speaker.
That's what they say.
He is a motivational coach and has written 16 books.
Wow, you do your research.
I believe it's 16, and also contributed to the Chicken Soup.
Yeah, co-author Chicken Soup for the College Soul.
Wonderful. Well, James, thank you for letting me come out here and talk to you. And you're so gracious to invite me into your home and do this and take time out of your schedule.
My pleasure. If it can help people, I'm glad to get the word out. Whatever I can do to help someone.
Thank you. Well, I got a question for you. As a coach and a motivator, you talk to people about stepping out of comfort zones and addressing your fears and just getting out there and doing it. Do you have any steps you can share with us?
Yeah, it's something I learned from a good friend of mine, Jack Canfield, who is the co-creator of Chicken Soup for the Soul. If you take your hands and you put them together like this naturally, and you notice which thumb is closest to you, like for me, my right thumb is closest, and your left thumb is closest. This is the natural way we put our hands together our entire life.
Oh, okay.
Pretty comfortable. Well, if you keep your palms together but reverse all of your fingers, you'll notice that it feels weird.
I don't know if I can.
Well, it's just
I'm not very
well,
coordinated here.
You're doing good, though.
All right. It tells you what people think about habits.
Right. Well, what happens is when it feels weird like this, human beings have a natural tendency to go back to the old way of doing it. And you can't go there. Because true growth and greater accomplishment only happens when you're uncomfortable. See, being uncomfortable doesn't equal pain, it equals growth. So you've got to reframe it in your mind. And when you realize that it's not until the moment you become uncomfortable that you actually have an opportunity to grow, then you realize that discomfort is a great thing. If you're sitting in a chair, you won't move or change until your rear end gets sore or your leg falls asleep. See, as long as you're sitting there and you're comfortable, you won't do anything. But when you're uncomfortable, you'll do something about it.
So you take action. You just kind of. So if you're feeling a little uncomfortable, though, how can you take those steps to take that action and to follow the path of your dreams?
Well, you first have to understand that until you take some action and you bust through the discomfort, nothing can happen. And I have a little saying I always remind myself, because we always get uncomfortable and we want to resist. And my thing is that when you are trying to do something in your life and there's that little discomfort and you want to resist, that's when you have to persist the most. So anytime it gets uncomfortable, be grateful, because you're about to have a breakthrough or you're on your way to becoming to have a breakthrough. So you just got to kind of understand that in your mind, that it's not until you're uncomfortable that you actually have growth. So when you feel a little uncomfortable, don't quit and don't give in. Be grateful, be gracious, be thankful, and keep going, because you're on the verge of that breakthrough.
So you just kind of work through it, and when you get through it, it wasn't as bad as you probably were thinking.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
well, I mean, think to the first time you rode a bicycle. You know, you wobbled, right? You maybe fell off, or like me, I rode into a Christmas tree.
There you go.
And you're fearful.
Right.
You don't want to get back up, and you're nervous, but the more you kept doing it and the more you kept practicing and honing the action, all of a sudden one day you just zoom along.
And you have a goal, and you have a determination to make that goal. So again, that helps you, just like riding the bike, learning how to ride the bike, that helps you take those steps to move past that.
Absolutely.
Keep falling maybe a couple times, you know?
Absolutely, and you will. I mean, that's just a part of life, that's a part of growth. You cannot grow to a higher level unless you're failing. And that's something most people don't get. You know, a guy told me one time, very successful guy, that everything I've learned about winning, I've learned from failing. And see, the way,
I mean, I could say that too. I mean, everybody can, probably.
Well, think about a baby. How many times does a baby fall down before the baby actually walks?
Good point.
You know, but the baby keeps trying and keeps persisting when the baby wants to resist. And all of a sudden, one day, baby walks.
Right. Well, that's a good point, definitely. And you have the it factor, I think. Your presence is...
Is that with an SH before?
No, I said IT, capital IT. No. But, I mean, you have a presence about you. Now,
thanks.
How can people develop that? Are you born with it, or is it something that you can learn? And do you have steps on learning that?
You know, somebody asked me a long time ago, hey, you teach people how to do well speaking. And I said, well, yeah, that's one of the things I do. They said, are speakers born? And I thought that was a ridiculous question. Because I said, well, of course they are. So are non-speakers. Right? We're all born. We're all born.
That's true.
And I think it comes right to what you're asking. Do some people just have it, or is it developed? And I believe some people just have certain qualities, but I also believe almost any quality is a learnable skill. And I think to have the it factor is you need to be yourself, you need to be authentic. If that means that you're direct and to the point, that's fine, as long as you're authentic. If that means you're more soothing and calm and collected, that's fine. But that means you're being authentic. So I think it all starts with being yourself. And it's going to sound corny, but you really have to have a happy mindset. You know, be grateful. I mean, I'm blessed for everything. Yeah, right? I mean, I'm so blessed. I remember when nobody wanted to interview me. You know, so
even little old me.
I mean, like literally, I couldn't buy someone to want to talk to me about some strategies. So the fact that you're here at my house, I mean, I'm very grateful, and I appreciate it, and hopefully this is going to help somebody. So
I believe it will. That's why I'm doing it, is to help women. I have a website for women, Abfabwomen, and these Cabana Talk.
Yeah, which is very cool.
Just kind of grew out, and I love it. I'm just having a wonderful time doing it. I'm talking to inspirational people like you that hopefully, come across to the women to help them. So,
oh yeah, absolutely. And see, that's I think a third key to the it factor. What you're just saying, just help people, just serve and help. So be authentic, be yourself, be real. Number two, have a happy mindset, and just go with the mindset of how can I serve people, how can I help. How can I contribute and make someone's life better? And I think you get the it factor when you get those two.
Right. Also have that passion for what
absolutely.
I mean, that drive, don't you think?
Absolutely.
That's a big one too. So.
Yeah, I mean, I always kind of use this when I do motivational talks. If I come up on stage and I go, ooh, I'm here to motivate you. I mean, who the heck, what? But when I come up like, man, we're going to have some breakthroughs today. I'm so grateful to be here, and we're going to have some fun. I'm passionate about that. That comes through.
Yes,
so,
and that's very obvious. So
yeah.
You're wonderful. So.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. One other thing I do have a question for you is, how could somebody position themselves in the marketplace to carry out their passion, their brand name? Is there a way to do that?
I always say that the most important thing you can do when it comes to uniquely positioning yourself is adding your personality into what you do. Okay, you take a guy like Patch Adams. If you've ever seen the movie Patch Adams, I mean, he was a nutty kind of doctor with the big shoes, but he's the only one that made a movie about his life when it came to being a doctor for children. But that's Patch. If you've ever been on a couple programs with Patch, and that's Patch. He shows up like that. That's just him. That's his personality. He doesn't show up in a suit and all stiff. You dress the way you dress for your personality. You act the way you are. You incorporate. I mean, I'm a big kid. I like to joke around and have fun with my coaching members and at my boot camps, and so that's who I am. I don't come on all stiff. Someone else may be stiff, and that might be their personality, and stiff's not a bad thing. A corporate executive exuding leadership and strength, that's totally different. So you gotta bring your personality into it. I could tell your personality, you like bright colors. You're vibrant, you're all bubbly and excited, you're fun to be around. So if you wore like really dull colors, it wouldn't be you.
Yeah, I do have some black stuff, but I'm not as happy feeling, in black.
Yeah. But I mean, this totally suits you, in my opinion, because it's your personality.
Thank you very much.
It makes people attract to you. So,
thank you.
So be yourself.
Yes, exactly.
Add personality.
Exactly. Well, James, thank you again.
Oh,
I really
you're welcome.
do appreciate it.
Oh, anytime. This was fun.
I know, I love it.
And I hope you guys got some value.
Yes, I hope so.
Be yourself.
Yes. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. And just be yourself and go out there and go for it. Until next time.
And if anyone's looking for me, go to bigmoneyspeaker.com.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.